Alright, welcome. Father Time here. Fully qualified 777 pilot in the real world, 2,500 hours. Currently fly the 777. I retire at age 65 in September of 2023. I have a fun little exercise I want to do. I want to fly this CaptainSim 777 freighter from Kennedy over to LaGuardia at 772,000 pounds and try to land on a 7,000-foot runway at LaGuardia off runway 31 left. So, I found, being qualified in this airplane, if I turn the auto throttles off and I put it into modern mode, not legacy for flight model, but modern mode, and for sensitivities, I just put it on default. It flies pretty well. I hope I can prove that. I'm going to hand fly it from Kennedy over to LaGuardia. Right now, it's saying 81% takeoff for the power. I will not get off 31 left doing that. Rid of the yoke, so I'm going to go to thrust and take off and try to delete. There, 91% power. That'll be a lot better. I would go to takeoff, and let's see, they have flaps 10, which of course is a 747 setting. You can see the 4 engines down here, so the model is a 747, even though it's a 777. So they basically just took the 747. To be honest with you, it's not a big deal because 747 later models in the 777, as well as the 73 for that matter in Boeing, have very similar avionics. But I can prove to you it's 747, 777 up here, 747 there, 747 on the engine display. Even up here, there's places for the 747. So software-wise, looks like that's what they did. So I'm going to try to land this thing. Flaps 30. VREF is 159. I'm going to try to land it at LaGuardia Brick 1 at a 7,000-foot runway. I'll go max on the auto brakes. I'll have that set. Flaps 30. VREF, usually I add 5 knots to that in normal airline operations, but today I would just try to fly 159. We'll try to touch down around 150 or so. Brick 1 at LaGuardia and get this thing stopped with full reverse. Can't arm the auto spoilers. Can't seem to get it to do it. Technically, when I go to reverse, even with the auto throttles disarmed, the auto spoilers should come out. Here's the threat with that. Easy to bounce the landing, trying to put down on a Brick 1 without auto spoilers armed. 2 ways around it. I can get real slow or just grease it on. So, well, I'd love to grease it on Brick 1. We're going to give it a shot. Here we go. Auto brakes off. I'm going to go. Not going to use toga. Just going to bring the throttles all the way up. Looking for 90. Yeah, we've got about 98. So we should definitely be able to get off on this runway. 80 knots. We did an acceleration check, cross-checking all the airspeed indicators. Accelerating normal. We're looking for clogged pitos if they weren't. V1's automated call out. VR is called by the pilot not flying. Called the pilot monitoring. Rotate about 12 to 15 degrees. Positive rate on the altitude indicator. It's climbing.
Captain Jeff
You're up.
Sierra 777
Normally we clean up at around 1,000 feet.
Departure.
But today we're just going to bring the flaps all the way up. And we're going to bring the power back.
Sierra 777.
We're going to fly towards the Freedom Tower. 2,000 feet. 250 knots, about 3 degrees nose high. Statue of Liberty's out here, Governor's Island, Ellis Island. Anyway, I've been flying out of Kennedy for my whole career of 36 years. Prior to that, I was 7 years in the Air Force as an instructor pilot. Power all the way back, 3 degrees nose high, back to around 40%. Let's try to get up 3 degrees nose high. Right about in there.
Cleared to land runway
Trim off the
tree 1 left,
pressures.
JetBlue 1770.
40%. That's pretty close right there. Try to get it trimmed up. All right, so here we go. We're going to fly by the Freedom Tower right here. Fly over the Empire State Building. With the Empire State Building, I want to be at 159 knots, which is ref, with flaps 30. We're going to try to land at 1.3. Very rarely at LaGuardia do we land at 1.3 due to traffic at Newark and Teterboro. Only if the winds are really out of limits on the other runways.
Captain Jeff Charlie Sierra at
That's
777
Statue of Liberty, Governor's
last
Island.
transmission.
Ellis Island. Sorry guys, I'm not going to answer the radio calls. All right, so here we are at 2,000 feet, trying to get it trimmed. 250 knots, looks like 40% N1, maybe a little less. I am sensitive to flying over New York City in transport category aircraft. I was obviously around during 9/11, the horror of that, but I'm not going to let that ruin my ability to enjoy the view around here. Governor's Island, Statue of Liberty, Ellis Island, Newark Airport's out here.
Captain Jeff Charlie
Teterboro's
Sierra
way
at
up there.
777, please
The Hudson
acknowledge.
River over here, where Sully landed. East River's on the other side. I'm going to fly over by Freedom Tower, be fully configured by the Empire State Building, fly over Central Park, take a look at George Washington Yankee Stadium off in the distance. We're going to make a right turn and try to land on 1.3, brick 1, flaps 30. So here we are. Take a look outside. Beautiful.
Captain Jeff Charlie Sierra at 777.
Sorry about the radio calls, guys. All right, let's start our turn. 30 degrees of bank. Trim a little nose up. Power coming back. As we slow, gear down. Low 265, flaps 1. Low 235. 250, 45, flaps 5. Off on the right. We're climbing right now. That's not good. Flaps 15. Flaps 10 in the 7.4.
ATC services terminated. Good day.
Let's get back down to 2,000, guys, right? The reason that's a little clicker is because I set flaps 30 before I got below 180. There's the Empire State Building. Out here you see Central Park. Yankee Stadium be off in the distance. That's George Washington. LaGuardia is over here. Flying over the Freedom, over the Empire State Building. Bring the power up to, now we can go down to flaps 30. Maintain 159. Pretty cool, huh? Manhattan at Central Park. 2,000. Stable at 159, probably about 55%. We start our turn towards LaGuardia here. Brick 1, flaps 30, and we need the auto brake set to all the way to max. Gonna need it all. Gonna need that. We're gonna need. There's our airspeed 159. Runway 13 is right over here. That's runway 22, which is the normal landing runway. The wind's coming from this direction, but we're not. That's not challenging enough.
1770 exit runway when able.
Here we come. Trying to fly 159 onto runway 13, brick 1. We'll go full reverse. Hopefully they don't bounce because the spoilers are not armed. Going to fly ref 159, maybe a little slower as we get closer. I'm going to give myself the best chance. I'm going to roll out and line up a little earlier. Get nice and stable on final.
Going to 121.9er JetBlue 1770.
Yeah, it flies pretty nice, CaptainSim. Very similar. Taxiing, not so much. Microsoft Flight Simulator, it's tough to get an aircraft to taxi properly. Looking for 159. Let's roll out. Overshot a tiny bit. Winds from the right.
500. Fifth 40, 30, 20.
Put it down. Let's see if we can still do it. Did it. Auto reverse. I'll try to taxi. Yeah, I bought the LaGuardia package to give it a little more detail. Kennedy comes with the game, so I didn't need to do that, but when I retire in September, it'd be fun to fly. Flaps up. We wouldn't do this till we cleared the runway. Lights off. Spoilers up. Spoilers did deploy automatically with reverse, which is what they're supposed to do if they're not armed. If they're armed, they deploy on touchdown. Now I touched the brakes and it stopped. You have to cycle the parking brakes to move. Clear the runway. Kind of cool. Let's just try to park at this gate right at the end here. Yeah, if I touch the brakes, it goes right into a full stop. 10 knots is the airspeed we look for. Naturally, the big giant airplanes, we square the turns off. Can't really do that here because we don't have nose wheel steering to speak of. I don't know, looks like an open gate over there. We can try to make our way over there. Cycle the parking brake. I'm just trying to teach you tricks that I've learned to taxiing this in the Microsoft Sim. That's not going to let me turn, guys. So we'll stop here. Anyway, you get the idea. Taxiing, very difficult unless you have a lot of room. If you wouldn't mind putting a like, comment, a follow, subscribe rather, that'd be really great. All right, Father Time out. Enjoyed it.